What is going on, guys? Great for today. I'm going to do a live commentary of just, me playing. I haven't done one of these in a while. I've been uploading some, team chat kind of commentaries and things like that, with the team up videos or the squad up videos. But I've not done one with just me kind of doing live commentary on the fly. And I really enjoy doing these because I just throw myself into a game. This is the first game I've played today, so this may not be good. This could go downhill in a hurry. I know a lot of people watch YouTube or people stream or whatever, and they think they always play well. Believe me, guys, not everybody always has a good game all the time. Sometimes I can go in games and just get crushed, especially when it comes to this map. Giant Shadow, sometimes I play well on it, sometimes I do not. Also, guys, my cold has gotten, or me being sick has gotten a little better, but you may hear my voice crack in a minute, and it sounds like I've hit puberty once again. I'm not sure how my voice is going to handle today doing the live com, but we're going to find out as the game fills up. I want to talk about something, guys, just kind of on topic with these live commentaries, and that is, if you guys would like to see me use maybe a certain class, a setup, a certain weapon that you might not see me use in a lot of my videos, leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know what those weapons could be. I'll take a look at those, and I may go with something in one of these live commentaries with a loadout that somebody has recommended or a weapon that somebody has recommended, so you guys can see me use that weapon in action. If you are interested in that kind of thing, like I said, leave me a comment and let me know. And besides that, guys, this video is going to be kind of on the fly today. That's how I like to do live commentaries. I don't really like to sit here and just record for hours and me talking about stuff and just pick the best game. I kind of like to just do it on the fly and see how it goes, and that's how people play. And I'm, like I said, I don't want to make sure that all you guys know it's not just going to be the greatest gameplay ever sometimes, and sometimes it will. It just depends. But the main thing, that not really the main thing, but one thing I really wanted to discuss today is maybe this server will fill up. It's 13 on 13, or maybe not. Is kind of the map layout of this map. And I'm kind of glad that we got into, when I saw this map, I was like, well, this would be good to play, because it's kind of what I was going to talk about to begin with, and that is the way the maps are laid out. And I know a lot of people really enjoy the base maps in the game, but when Giant Shadow came out, it kind of, I guess you would say, bothered some people, because as you guys know, when I reviewed this map when it first came out, I really liked the map, but I said it was a pain to come into C and D. It was just too wide open, too much space, too much just chaos with you can be sniped from 800 different directions, and it was just a lot of that same same issue of being just that wide open warfare. Tanks and snipers can just annihilate you. My main question, I guess, for you guys is, do you think that DICE will continue with this style of map, or you think they're going to go in a complete different way with their maps in the DLC? We've had rumor of a trench-only map. I don't know where I'm getting shot from. I'm going to get knifed. No! A trench-only, map that's kind of that trench warfare, that what you think of World War I, or do you think they're going to go more with those kind of, all the maps are open layouts, but this map in particular has not a lot of cover, especially in the middle of the map, so you can just get picked off very, very easily. And I was kind of curious what your guys' thoughts were. I think it would probably be the best for them to go back to their original map plan. I think people enjoyed those more. I know Giant Shadow, it's kind of a mixed bag of feelings when it comes to what people think about it. Some people like it, some people hate it, some people love it. It just kind of depends. I really enjoyed the map, but it's like I said when it first came out, it's just the openness of it is not as enjoyable as some of the other maps. You don't have a lot of cover, and if you ever get kind of pushed off C and D and you don't have a good bit of control around this area, or a good bit of players around these areas consistently, you can just get run over, and it makes the game kind of miserable, especially with all the snipers and whatnot. But I guess the other thing that I was thinking about when it came to maps is, I'm not quite sure what people are looking for in Battlefield games, and that's always been kind of my thing with it. A lot of people that don't play Battlefield, when they come play Battlefield, it's way too wide open, way too chaotic, and they're not used to playing games that have just wide open maps. They're more of a run and gun style, where it be Call of Duty, Halo, or whatever else you may play. I mean, even you look at Rainbow Six, for instance, the maps are larger on it, and of course, it's not quite as much movement around as some shooters are, but it's still closer confined kind of firefights. And I guess that's the thing. I don't know what people exactly want with this game. Do they want more kind of urban close quarters combat? Are they looking for more open combat? Now, of course, that's a question for you guys. I mean, I like a little mixture of both, but I do see the enjoyment of a lot of consistent firefights up close. A lot of chaos, and that's fun for a lot of people. And I know a lot of people may just want to get on this game and snipe a little and sit back somewhere and just hang out. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you do. But I think that is one thing with, I think, maps in Battlefield in general. It's always that happy medium. What do? Do you... Oh, wow, that grenade just wrecked me. Do you make... What kind of maps do you make? Because if it's too much close quarters, people complain about, they'll find something to complain about. Shotguns, for instance, or, whatever. Or they want something more open. And if it's too open, people complain about snipers. And that's very understandable, especially in this game. We've talked about that. And I'm hoping that is addressed in the upcoming patch that we're going to have very soon. It's something to do with the snipers and probably the LMGs. I know a lot of people are kind of thinking the LMGs may be a little too strong now. And I can understand where they're coming from. I know a lot of people have had complaints about the medic class since the start. They thought the medic class was the most usable, I guess, because of the range that you can fire some of the medic weapons. And I'm kind of curious exactly what they're going to do with the weapons and how they're going to integrate the maps into the newer DLC, because you can't go too wild with nerfing the snipers. I know a lot of people don't like snipers. I know we've talked about it, but you can't go too crazy with just destroying all the classes in the game. And the problem is, if you make one class too strong, the other ones are not usable, and it's that kind of trying to make them all even, and that's a hard thing to do, I know, as a game developer, but I think they do need to be addressed. The other thing I think that needs to be addressed is definitely the grenade spam. We have talked about that, and I hope that is addressed in the updates as well. But I mean, I know you don't see a lot of people using the crossbow. I mean, it's not like the grenade crossbow is this great tool to use, but it just added to the already crazy problem of a lot of explosions, spam, a lot of gas grenade spam, and it's just a lot of spam. And I know in general that it's not an awful thing because the maps are a lot larger. Thank you, dude, for the revive. But at the same time, I think it would help. It makes the game, I don't know if I would say easy, but when you just hurl gas grenades, hurl regular grenades, or whatever the case may be, it makes it a little easier to clear out areas or play the game, or you don't really have to just run in and actually be tactical or thinking about where somebody may be or where they may not be. You can just chunk a gas grenade in there, have an idea where everybody's at, and probably almost kill them because gas grenades are very strong. And this is what happens, guys, on this map. Usually I play it, and it's never a really even match. Either my team is completely dominating and holding the enemy team to one flag or two, or my team's usually getting held to one flag or two. I don't know what it is, the way the map plays out. It's not played for very many even games, in my opinion, so far. The other thing I'd like to talk about is, or just kind of ask you guys to leave a comment about, is tanks. Are tanks, and this is gonna cause maybe probably not an uproar in the chat, but it's gonna cause a lot of different opinions, I guess. And are tanks too strong? And that's a hard thing to judge, but I just go by what I see people talk about online about the game and forums about the game. And a lot of people think that tanks are too good. There's not enough damage explosive-wise with the assault class to be able to take care of tanks. And yes, I can see that in a way. An individual can't do a lot of damage by themselves to a tank, but a group of players that are running assault can destroy a tank very quickly, especially if you're playing with a squad. And of course, that's going to leave the issue of I may not play with somebody, so I understand that. But my main question is, do you guys think that it's enough to make DICE need to mess with the tanks. They have not done it yet, but there still has been conversation. A lot of people, you know, on when they give ideas to DICE, the main things you see are usually tanks. At one point, it was shotguns, of course, because the A10 was so strong. But of course, it's usually tanks. It was shotguns, snipers, and now LMGs. Those are the things that are probably discussed the most when looking of ways to fix the game. Those are the topics that come up the majority of the time. And but you know, those are the things that are discussed the most when it comes to this game. You know, those are the things that are the biggest complaints. And yeah, I think with the 2 buffs to LMGs, they have become pretty strong in a lot of ways. But that could be said too. A lot of people could say, you know, that the medic class should have been nerfed. I don't know. There's a lot of different complaints or arguments you could go with, I guess, towards either thing. You know, if somebody likes LMGs, they're going to say, well, it needed to be fixed because this class needed a counter or whatnot. But I think that they were trying to go for in this game more of a support style role, which an LMG really is, and not more of a running gun style and can dominate the battlefield role, which is what it's turned into. And I think DICE is going to have to decide exactly what category they're wanting their support class to fall into. You want it to be more of a traditional support, lay down cover fire, hold enemies into areas where they can't move and be suppressed, or do you want it to be a class that can dominate the battlefield? I mean, and that's kind of what LMGs have turned into in a lot of ways. I mean, it's just like they're very strong now, especially at mid-range. And they don't have a lot of kick, a lot of them. A lot of them you can just run around with, and you're pretty much like you're using a full auto weapon on, you know, on the assault class. So it's just that. It's that, once again, happy medium of trying to fix it all to be an evened out experience, I guess, for all players. And that's just kind of how all games go anyway. I mean, it's kind of, any game you play is going to have those issues with everything being balanced, I guess. And I still think Battlefield does have some balancing issues, but I think as a whole, the game has, especially the last update that came out for the game, I think it fixed a lot of the issues that people were having, except y'all know my one complaint, the revive glitch I cannot stand. And it still happens a good bit even after that update. But, you know, Star Wars Battlefront came out with free DLC, and that was a good thing to go along with the paid. I wish Battlefield 1 would do more free maps and things, because it doesn't split the community as much. And as you guys know, as soon as it hits DLC time in this game, it's going to be a different ball game. It's going to be different. It's going to not be as easy to find maps. It's not going to be as easy to find games, because it splits the player base up so much. So I wish that Battlefield would have done more of free maps. I didn't have to do tons of them, but maybe 3 to 4 before the DLC came out. But so it doesn't split the player base as much, because as you guys know, I'm the same way. When DLC comes out, I'm looking forward to playing the new DLC. So you're not going to be looking for, you know, the older maps in rotation. You're going to be looking for the new DLC maps. And then, of course, that split causes an issue of that is all you can find. You know, that's all in that rotation is going to be those new maps. So you're stuck playing those new maps, and I wish that games would figure out a way to do that. So, especially like Battlefield, is a way to do that. So people don't really have to split that player base with premium. And that way, you know, you can play any map you wanted, and all be in a big rotation. It would be fun to go play some of the old vanilla maps along with some of the new maps. But of course, like I said, if you're going to play the new maps, you have to play in that that circular rotation of those just certain maps. And that kind of gets, I don't know. I think it gets old for some players. It does for me. I don't like playing the same 4 maps over and over. I would like to throw some other things in there. And to me, I like everybody to be able to play together. I mean, you paid for the game. I think you should be able to play anyway. And that's always been my complaint with any kind of season pass or anything. Of course, all of us buy them, and there's nothing really we can do about it until the formula is changed, I guess. And maybe somebody will actually change that formula one day. But, guys, I don't think it was really a great game today. Oh, wow, there's a dude just laying down here by this guy. There's a bunch of people just laying down there. My team's kind of oblivious to the hiders. Well, it's not a bad game as I thought it would be. It was a little closer. But we still did pretty much get dominated. If there's some particular weapon you would like me to use, let me know and leave me a comment for that as well. And I will take a look at some of those weapons and maybe do some videos with those weapons and with a live commentary. We're going to see if I did any good at all. I'm probably betting even. Actually, no, 34 and 21. Better than I thought. Second place. I'll take it for the first game of the day. But anyway, guys, leave me a comment. I hope you enjoyed it. And, of course, if you liked the video, hit the like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.